Howdy everyone, WarStarcy here, and today we're going to be looking at Hellmut, the badass from hell on Nintendo Switch. Hellmut is a fast-paced dungeon crawler with randomly generated elements. The levels are randomly generated, the enemies in those levels are randomly generated, as well as the bosses too. You start off as a little skull and select one of two starter transformations that you can turn into, with more being unlocked throughout the game. There's also a vending machine in the starter area that you can input codes, but I don't know any. Each form has its primary attack as well as a special attack that you can use that will require a short recharge after using it each time. Through the game, you'll obtain various loot such as coins, soul stones, weapons, and more. Each level has a shop in which you can exchange your coins and soul stones for armor, weapons, upgrades, and more. And the game even has its own mini-game version of Space Invaders that you can play in the shop too. Now, one thing to note is that if you die as a transformation, you'll revert back to skull form and you'll have to find or purchase a revive for that transformation. But if you die as the skull, even if you have other transformations still available, it's game over and you have to start over. Of course, you can go back to that level and find your tombstone and reacquire some of your stuff, though I've only noticed myself retrieve coins, so I don't know if you can recollect anything else you've lost besides that. Now, of course, besides the main game mode, you have the tutorial that will teach you how to play, and the gauntlet mode, which is an endless wave mode that you can play in co-op. One of my favorite things in this game are the transformations. I got so adjusted to one transformation, finally thinking I found my favorite, then I completed a challenge and unlocked another one that I performed even better with. It's so much fun learning with various transformations and finding the one that best suits me. When I first started playing, I had trouble even getting past the first level because it felt too difficult, but I eventually learned which of the two starter transformations worked for me, and when it was best to switch between it and the skull, because while it is more risky using the skull form, as it is your base one and death means game over, it can be useful if you use it right. Then you have the weapons. At first I didn't really find them necessary since I was just finding basic automatic guns, but then you start to get into the more advanced ones, such as beams and various explosives, and there was even this one dog head that went around the room and then blew up, and they become not only a ton of fun, but very useful as well. It also helps that when you die as a transformation with them, you still retain those weapons with any other form, so you can switch back to them and keep at it, with changing weapons being as fluent as either a button press to toggle through them, or holding down to bring up the weapon wheel, like with the transformations that also have a wheel. So all I can say is that this game does a very good job providing you a challenge with the large variety of enemies that will attack you at once and challenge your dodging skills as well as your accuracy. I haven't really noticed any issues with the game. I did get some lag in the shop area while I was playing in undocked mode, but besides that, the game seems to run pretty well, that I didn't notice any other bothersome frame drops. There's plenty of variety in the game, both with weapons and transformations, as well as enemy types. It makes it a difficult challenge, but not an impossible one. But anyway, that's it for this review. If you want the game yourself, it's available on the eShop for $10. I'd like to thank Untitled for sending me the review key. This is WarStarcy on the Game Clips channel, and I'm out.